Clayton. My husband and I have an investor who is willing to go in on half with us with some rental properties. The only thing is, he's pretty adamant on going in on a piece of land and putting a number of trailers on it to make it a trailer park setup. My question to you is if you have any insight on that and how profitable you believe that could be.
Okay, great question. A couple of things there, Jesse. Number one, you have to find out, first of all, if zoning is allowed. Governments, state governments, are just simply not allowing new trailer parks to be built. That's why they are so exciting and sexy for investors right now. Because basically, state governments, city governments, county governments are not allowing new zoning for trailer parks. So now I don't know the situation. Maybe this investor has this piece of land and it's very easy for him or her to get this zoned properly. But that would be my number one question. Are you allowed to have this converted to a trailer park? This land? Chances are no. I mean, it's very, very rare that a state or county is going to allow the zoning. They're not building new trailer parks. They're virtually impossible to build right now. Therefore, the existing trailer parks are a pretty darn good investment if you understand how trailer park investing works. Now, I will say I have full interviews here on the channel. We will have a link in the description for you to go and check out some of our most recent trailer park interviews. I've got a couple of different ones, but the one that stands out to me most is a trailer park investor that I spoke with, who he's really like a believer of like not doing flashiness. Like he basically gives you trailer park investing tips. He's like, it's not sexy. I'm going to break it down for you. There's a lot of fluff on the internet about like, yeah, trailer park investing, it's so fantastic. You got to, he's like, no, I'm going to cut through the smoke. And he just gives it to you straight. So I would check out that interview. We'll have a link to in the description below about that. So mobile home investing. Okay. Did you, first of all, let me just say, I think it is incredibly lucrative if you can do it correctly. Okay. The reason it's powerful is that you don't own the mobile homes themselves. So you can buy a piece of land and then the mobile homes can be placed on that land and it can have nothing to do with you. Now, the reason that I'm saying that state governments and city governments they're not allowing you to build new ones. So very often investors are buying older mobile home parks and they're doing some upgrades and updates and stuff to the land and the amenities and things like that. But the person comes in and they buy the mobile home and now they're leasing the land from you and they're paying rent on the land to you as a landlord. So there's a lot less overhead as a landlord of a mobile home park. If you think about it, roughly 5.5% of the U.S. population, 17 million people, live in mobile homes. They offer, obviously they're lower cost. It's cheaper for a family to live there. Obviously, we have a housing crisis in the United States right now. We have an affordable housing crisis. So mobile homes are really at the forefront of being affordable. And so it can be really lucrative. It's a niche that can provide about 7 to 10% cap rate overall. So it can be lucrative. You just have to do it correctly. But again, I would come back to the first question. He wants you to buy a piece of land. He wants to go in on it 50-50 with you, and he wants to build a mobile home park. That's a lot of like what ifs. Does he have experience building a mobile home park? Like, I would talk to him about saying, wait a second, we have a single family housing crisis in the United States. What if we invested in single family homes instead of doing something that maybe neither of you even have experience doing? Getting land, getting it zoned properly, building mobile homes on it, putting mobile homes on it. That's an added expense instead of just acquiring a rental property. Again, a lot of things to think about with that. I just would be leery of that kind of situation. I think there's in many ways better ways to get started with real estate investing. But I'd love to hear your progress on this, Jesse. So send me a follow-up phone call over the next few months. I'd love to hear sort of the next stages of this for you. Thanks to all of you for listening. You can leave us a voicemail question by going to morrisinvest.com/Clayton to drop us a question about real estate or financing, anything that's on your mind, and we will answer it here on the show. Now go out there, everyone. Take action. Become a real estate investor. I believe it's the number one way to build wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.